second best, scared to risk what the future might bring. What the future might bring. I hold my breath, waiting for someone to knock at my door, telling me there is more. I'm not one of those who easily can open up and let somebody close. No, I'm not one of those who is the center of attention. I'm not one of those. No. Some people might say I am afraid, but I just do things my own way. I don't know why, guess I don't like people pleasing. And sometimes they don't see what defines me, but I don't need them honestly, cause I got you. Everybody else makes me feel small and dark and lost, but you're not like everybody else at all. You're the only one who makes me talk and walk so tall, cause you're not like everybody else at all. You're everything everyone else is not. You're not one of those who judge before they know somebody. I just feel at home. Yeah, yeah. You like to take things slow, never stressing anybody. That's just how I roll. Yeah. Some people might say I am afraid, but I just do things my own way. I don't know why, guess I don't like people pleasing. And sometimes they don't see what defines me, but I don't need them honestly, cause I got you. Everybody else makes me feel small and dark and lost, but you're not like everybody else at all. You're the only one who makes me talk and walk so tall, cause you're not like everybody else at all. You're everything everyone else is not. You're everything everyone else is not. You're everything everyone Sometimes we act like a fool, not aware we're troublemakers. Sometimes we try to be cool, not being givers, only takers. Stop for a minute, stop and breathe for a minute. Don't get over your head, try to listen instead, won't you? Think for a minute, who you wanna be for a minute. Don't get over your head, you're like everyone else, aren't you? You could gain from being a bit nicer, know when to talk and when to shut your mouth. You're so moody, always such a fighter. Try to open up your mind sometimes, you'll be just fine. Hey, you couldn't see it coming. You might have thought it, but you couldn't change it. Hey, it's not right or wrong, it's about trying, find the silver lining. Rain and fire, highs and lows, you name it. Cold and warmth, laughs and cries, you have it. The world goes by, and by the time it does, you missed it. You didn't see it, flew by. 'Cause time's not waiting for me or you. You will miss it if you don't catch it in time. In time. Say yes rather than no. Don't let your fears lead. Light is at your feet. Yes, regret is worse than failing. Keep the loved ones close, close enough. Rain and fire, highs and lows, you name it. Cold and warmth, Lofty mountains, dusty roads ahead, crossing rivers, dreaming of a bed. From a window in the mighty clouds up high, I can touch a stream of gold above, breaking through with hope of light and love, giving peace of mind to those of us who try. Try to make a way. I can hear you say, let the sun shine on the broken